G'day fellas, just thought I'd give you a quick little update on the brewery that I'm building. I say brewery, it's more of a pilot brewery really, and based on the size. But anyway, it's taken a fair while to build, but we'll get there. So it's a 3-keg system. Alright, so you got your on the left here, this will be the HLT. Just got the stainless dip tube coming in, drawing from the low spot in the middle of the keg, as well as 3600 watt element. They're all mounted in via welded on tri-clamps. Yeah, all welded on tri-clamps. I've got the element enclosure kit there as well, which makes it all nice and clean, safe. I've only polished this, started to polish this one up. That's sort of the finish that it'll end up being. Alright. The ball valves that I got were from Brewers Hardware in the States. They are tri-clamp style ball valves, so there's no threads or anything to harbour any bugs or anything. So clean in place type system where you can just clean everything in place and there'll be nothing to sort of take apart other than, you know, the guts of the ball valve occasionally. Same with my jugger pumps. I've had Chris from Banks Brewing. He's done a lot of work for me all over the whole brewery, and he's welded on the tri-clamp fittings onto the manifold jug pump, so it's all nice and free flow right through, no threads or anything. So yeah, I've got the work pump and the water pump. Right, this will be the mash tun. Again, Chris has made me up a nice false bottom with the dip tube that clamps in from the tri-clamp right through and draws from the bottom of the keg. So to take it out, you simply just take off the tri-clamp, slide out the ball valve and the dip tube, and then it all comes apart. Alright. And this one here is the boil kettle. Again, we've got a 3600 watt element tri-clamp mounted at the side, slightly off centre so that I can get a nice whirlpool and a hop mountain sort of formed in the middle, well, as best as I can with, while running an element. We'll see how that goes. Made up this pickup tube. I made it that style so that it can be used as a racking style arm, so I can loosen off the tri-clamp on the outside and spin the ball valve round, depending on where I want the end of the dip tube to be. So it can be up high, so I can be whirlpooling, and then I can draw out and slowly reduce that down, and then when it will sit right at the bottom, it'll sit right on the outside here, and leave all of the hot matter and crap that you don't want going in the fermenter sitting in the middle. Alright, what else we got? So yeah, so I've got a box of goodies, all the bits and pieces. So for the control box, I've got these power con type connectors. They lock in place. Do this with one hand, tricky, like that. They go together, turn, turn, and lock in place. So they just stay nice and solid. Alright, those ones, that size there is for elements and pumps in the bottom of the, so those are the output ones, and the bottom of the control box, or the back of the control box. And this is the larger style inlet input one. So 30 amp rated, and again that just locks in place like that. Yeah. And I've got my PIDs. So I've got three. Oh, that's the timer. So I've got a Cestos timer, and I've got three of these PIDs to control the so the element for the HLT, the element for the brew kettle, and the element in the heat exchanger. You might have seen something like this before, perhaps. It's modelled off Paul Wicksteed's Hex. It's essentially sort of the same design with a few changes. I've added these outputs, the output line here with a tri-clamp temperature probe port in the top, so that will basically monitor my recirculation temperature, and also, you know, control that will go to the PID and control the element that's in the guts of this, in the middle, up through the bottom. There's a copper coil inside here. I'll do a proper video another point when I break down all of my pieces and show you how it's all made up on the inside. But yeah, essentially a copper coil on the inside that's in and out, and then there's a small element that gets clamped up in under the bottom and through the bottom. This is the pressure release valve, and that is for the water level switch. So there's a water level switch inside, so if the water level drops down below the level of the switch, it will cut out the element so that it doesn't dry fire. Right, so what else? Yeah, so the only thing sort of holding me back now really is I'm waiting on Chris to make the finishing touches on my brewery stand. It's not your typical style stand. It's more of a where they're all in a row. I'll put up a video once I get it, but that it's configured in such a way that all three kegs are sort of in a triangle up on a platform, and there's three legs with casters underneath and a big tray, a big round tray, and the control box mounted in underneath, so I can wheel it around on casters and better you know, work around the brewery rather than it being all in one row. The heat exchanger will be mounted in the middle of all the three kegs once they're in a sort of a triangle configuration. But yeah, so it's starting to come along. Hopefully I'll be able to start doing some videos of it when it's all started to sort of be assembled and look like more of a functioning brewery. And yeah, so stay tuned for some more updates. Alright, cheers for watching, see ya.